So good morning again, all of you. And today we're going to continue with what we stopped last time, but I'm going to use the PowerPoint features to write on them, okay? Because the Zoom doesn't have these features anymore here. So let's start with this one. And if any one of you doesn't see anything, please say it right away, either in the chat or raise your hand, but the chat is faster, okay? So right now you should see the screen in front of you. Now, this one, I'm going to use the pointer that is in the... So here, do you see me writing with the yellow? Before I continue, is there any problem with that? Write in the chat, yes. I can't see, 1, 2, 3. Can you rename yourself? We see it, yes we do. The ones that they mentioned that they can't see it. I'm going to draw something else. Here, is it clear? If most of you can see it, that means you do have a problem with your laptop or your iPad. So please fix it and rename yourself. 1, 2, 3, please rename yourself. Now let's start in this case. I'm going to erase it so that we can continue. Now, last time we mentioned that when we have real-life graph, a real-life graph describes a certain situation. Now, the most real-life graph that we're going to talk or we discuss them in grade 6 are the time and distance real-life graph. So they are representing two information in a graph that is drawn in front of you. Now, as you can see, the horizontal line, the x-axis, represents what? The time. Sometimes it's represented with minutes, other times with hours, sometimes with seconds. It depends on the situation that they are dealing with it. The vertical line, most of the time, represent the distance. Here it's in kilometer, but sometimes it could also be in meter or in miles or in yard. One more time, depending on the situation. Now, what kind of information can you get from this real-life graph? Because when they give it to you like this, they are actually want you to give them information. So what kind of information can you get? The first thing, when you're looking at the line that is going up, I'm going to change the color. Instead of yellow, let's have another color. Let's have a red. This one that is going up, it actually means that the time is going on and I'm spending time. The same time, the distance is changing. So I have two things that are changing at the same time, my time and my distance. But if you're looking at the horizontal line, this one, that I just draw a highlighter on it, only the time is changing, but the distance, I'm not changing it at all, which means you're taking a rest or a break. Let me see that one of you is writing on the chat. Your voice is not clear, Zed. Well, this is the best that I can do, Zed. I will try to slow down, okay? Now, thank you, Dima. Now let's continue. Now, the next line that you're seeing it's also going up, but in a faster pattern. Why is it a faster? If you're looking here, why do you think it's faster? Yes? Muhammad or Yara, why do you think it's faster? Because you're covering more distance in what? In less time or in more time?
Less time.
In less time, exactly, excellent. So that's why it's faster. If I'm covering more distance in less time, that means I'm going faster. If I'm covering more distance in more time, that means I'm becoming slower. This is the first information. If I'm comparing what and what, let's look here. if I'm comparing the two lines that are going up, and I'm going to change the color to show it to you. The color, I'm going to change it now into green. If you're looking at this line that is going up here, and this line that is going up, the second one is faster because I'm covering more distance and less time, okay? But if I want to compare this one, let me change the color one more time. This one with a blue. If I'm covering this one, do you see this line? And this one. It's not just giving me information about the speed. It's giving me information about my destination. The first one is telling me that I'm going what? Who can tell me? Yes, yeah, Zena. Where is Zena? Zena. Yes, Zena.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, the first one is telling you that you're going further from your house or you're going nearer to your house.
Further.
Further. The second line is telling you you're going what?
Back home.
Backward, excellent. So it's not only describing the distance, it's describing my destination. If I'm starting from the top of the horizontal line going down, that means you're going back to your original position, the position that you usually are in it. But if you're going from the zero, from the bottom of the horizontal line, and you're going up, that means you're leaving your original position. Is that clear for all of you? Because some of the students, they got it messed up. Now we're going to have another example, okay? Now let's move. These are the basic information that you should know them. Yes, ya Tahir. Do you have a question?
No, I just forgot to lower
Lower
my
your
hand.
hand. Okay, that's fine. Chat, let's open the chat. It's give me a black screen. Okay, خلاص. Because I didn't stop sharing. So there's something wrong with the laptop, I think. Now let's move to the next slide right now. So we got these right, and we know these information, what do they mean? Now let's move. This one is the horizontal, and you do need to know you're counting by how much. But right now I don't care. I will care about it in the next question. But you should know that each one of them represent a different scale. That the x-axis, the horizontal one, we're counting by 5. The y, we're counting by a different scale. So I don't care. It's totally fine. The initial value sometimes is different than the 0, and you're going to notice that in the few examples. We mentioned the speed. We mentioned we're counting by watts. Now, let's have this example in front of us. Here, I'm starting from the bottom. I'm starting from the 0, which means I'm leaving my original position. My position right now is my home. So the original position for most of the people is your home. You're not your workplace, not your school, not let's see, the sea or a vacation, a place, a hotel that you went for it. Usually your original position is your home, most of the time. So now if we're taking the first question, he's telling you he walks for 10 minutes and travel 1 kilometer. This one, the first example. So I'm starting from the 0 and I'm moving. I want for 10 minutes, what's the distance that I cover it? Let's see the pointer here. This is example, it's not a question yet. The question I will let you answer. The distance that we covered, because we finished it right here. The highlighter is much more clearer for you. This one. This is where we finish at the first 10 minutes. How much time what's the distance that I covered it? It's 1 kilometer, okay? Now the next question, or the next explanation, he waits for a bus for 20 minutes. How did they know that's 20 minutes? Can any one of you explain for me? Yes, yeah, Masa, can you explain? How did you know that it's 20 minutes? Because you have what? A horizontal line or an increasing line?
A horizontal line.
A horizontal line, and the horizontal line started from where? From which time?
10,
10, and it ends at which time?
30,
So what is the time that you took it for the break?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, 30 minus 10, excellent job. Now he gave you another description for the next part of the journey. Let's have someone else explain it for us. Let's hear Noor. Yes, yeah, Noor.
He's increasing.
The speed increasing. That also means that are they still leaving their home? They are going further from their home, or are they going back?
Farther.
Further, excellent job. For how much time?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. And what's the distance that they cover it in the last 10 minutes?
1.5
Is it 1.5 the last 10 minutes, Noor? This one. Let me show it to you. Yes. I will show it to you. X 0.5 you mean? Half a kilometer. Now what's the total distance that you just mentioned it? Before the half? The total
1.5.
Excellent. So the total distance was 1.5. At the first journey, they cover only 1 kilometer. In the second journey, they cover what? Half a kilometer.
Yes.
So let me hear someone else. Jad, which journey do you think is faster? Is it the first journey or is it the second journey, Jad?
Faster. Faster first.
First, why?
Because he walks in 10 minutes 1 kilo.
Excellent. And
he walks in 10 minutes and a half.
Excellent. So the faster is the one that I'm covering more distance in it. Excellent job. Now let's move with this example so that we can start with the question. Some of the questions that you find trouble doing them. Here's the horizontal line. The rest, we discuss all of this. And now we're going to start with the next one. If I'm looking at this journey in front of me, okay? I'm not going to explain anything. You're going to talk about it by yourself. So I'm going to pick one by one to talk about it. Yes, Ya Omar. Now I will let you answer. Muhammad and Yara. Okay, thank God that you did. You did understand it now. Masa, I can't go back right now, Masa. You can see the video once we're done. Okay, I'm sorry. Now let's go with the first question and let's start with Omar. Where is Omar? Omar, the first question. The first question, I don't want you to solve A, Omar. Okay? Yeah. I want you to explain for me the graph that you're seeing it in front of you. The horizontal line represents the time in what? What do you think the time? Is it in minutes only?
Yes.
It's in minutes or in
Hours.
Okay, in hour, is it in the 12 clock or it's in the 24 o'clock?
24.
24, how did you know?
Because there is 13.
Excellent. What about the vertical line? It represents the distance in which units?
Miles.
Mile. What about the initial time? Is it actually 0? The initial time or the time that we start from it. Did they start from the 0?
No.
0 time means at midnight. Did they start at midnight?
No.
No, they start at 10. So, but what about the initial distance? The starting distance? They didn't
Yeah,
write it. But what do you think?
it's 0.
It's
They
0. Thank you very much. So this is the first information that you get from the graph. Now let's hear someone else. معروف. Yes, يا معروف.
Yes, miss.
The first question, at what times did they stop? They didn't stop only at one time. At
Mhm.
what times did they stop?
They stopped at 1100.
11, okay, yes.
11.
Next one.
And then they stopped at 12.
At 12, is it exactly at 12 or before 12?
It's like 1150
11:50, how did you know it's 11:50?
because it's one line before the
And we're counting by what?
tens.
10. How did we know we're counting by 10? Because actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 6. So 60 minutes divided by 6, that's 10 minutes. So that's why we're counting by 10. Excellent job. And the last time that they stopped at which time?
13, which is 1. 13 o'clock. AM.
13:10 a.m. But it's not a.m. It's a 24-hour system. So we don't say a.m. or p.m. 13:10 because 13 it's right here. But we passed it, so it's 10 minutes later. Thank you very much. Now let's hear Dima. Yes, yeah, Dima.
Okay. How long did they spend at the second place of interest? 40 minutes.
40 minutes. How did you know?
Because it starts at the 11:50, and from the next stop, it's 40 minutes, skipping by 10.
Skipping by 10. This is 10, 20, 30, and that's 40. Excellent job. Now, the next one, other than Dima. Yes, ya Laith, you're here. Laith Khawaja.
Yes.
Yes. What about Sia Laith?
See, how long in total did they spend traveling?
How long did they spend traveling? This is the first hour, right?
Yes.
This is or actually it's right here. This is the second hour.
Yes.
This is the third hour. Then I need to
yeah, but so
10, 20,
13.
So 3 hours and what?
3 hours and
30 minutes and a half.
30 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Now, the last question. Yes, ya Rayan. Rayan, you can speak.
What was their average speed for the 80-mile journey?
Now, this question, it's not required from you from grade 6. It's required from you in grade 7, but I just put it as an introduction. Can you actually do it? Let's not talk about the speed. Just tell me what do I mean by the speed?
How fast they were.
They were walking, yes.
So,
in science,
the
how
time
do you
is
calculate the speed?
Time divided by distance.
Is it the opposite, distance divided by time, or time divided by distance?
Distance divided by time equals the speed.
Well, I'm going to leave you to think about it. I'm not going to say what's the rule. And next time, I want you to give it to me. And also, I want you to know what do I mean by average speed. Remember, this is not required from you, and it's not a must. Is it distance divided by time or time divided by distance? And what do I mean by the average speed? I'm not going to answer it today, okay? Or remember to ask me about it tomorrow. Let's move to the next question. But I will move faster so that you don't see the answers. Okay, the answers are not written. Now let's look at this one, and this question, most of the students find it difficult because it didn't start from the bottom of the vertical line, it started from the beginning of it. So what does this mean? It's starting from the top, not from the bottom. Who can explain for me? Other, yes, ya Jude. Can you explain it, ya Jude? Then Adnan after Jude. Where is Jude? Yes, yeah, Jude. Jude, I'm trying to unmute you. Yes, Jude, you can speak. What does this mean?
It's like coming back to home.
I'm going back to my home. So that means, am I in my original position?
No.
No, I'm actually outside my house and I am going to my school and I actually want to go back. Okay? Thank you very much. Can you do the first one, Jude?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How far from school is Maya's house?
How far?
4 kilometers.
4 kilometers. Excellent job. Now let's hear someone else. I said that next one will be Adnan. Where are you, Adnan? Okay. Mu'taz.
Okay.
Mu'taz, when did you leave? At which time? Yes.
Leave home at 8.
At 8. So the initial value wasn't 0 because obviously you're not going to leave your house at midnight. Thank you, ya Mu'taz. Zaina.
Yes, teacher.
Maya stopped for a rest. When did she stop? At which time?
8:10.
8:10. How long did she stop there? We're counting by how much?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Excellent, because each block represents 2.5 minutes. Thank you very much. Last question. Now, I want someone else from the ones that they didn't answer at all. Zaid. Yes, Zaid, the last question.
When did she get to school?
When did she arrive? Let's start counting. Now this one is 8 exactly. 8:05, 8:10, 8:15,
8:27.
8:25. Wait a minute. 20. Here 25. 8:27 because we didn't reach 27.5. Excellent. So 8:27. Excellent job. Now let's move to the next question. Guys, about the booklet, you do have a few questions to solve them, 2 pages. It's totally up to you whether you want to solve it or not. We have 3 minutes. Let's hope that we can finish this real live graph to draw it by ourselves. So who can help me? Yalla ya Sarah. Sarah?
Yes.
Now let's start with the horizontal line. The horizontal line will represent what for you? The time or the distance?
Teacher, I can't hear you.
One more time. The horizontal line, the x-axis, what do you want it to represent?
Time.
Time, excellent. So let's write the time. Okay, I'm going to write the time. For the booklet, miss, it's in the reception. Call the school first, and it's in the reception for, I think, the girls section. Just make sure to call the school first. So this is the time. Now the time in what? Miss, can you...
In minutes.
In minutes? Okay, let's do it in minutes. So I'm going to put here in minutes. M-I-N. Yes, what's your question? Write it, please. Till Sarah finish. And Jad, please write your question till Sarah finish. Okay, this is for the horizontal line. Let's now start with the vertical line. Yes, ya Muhammad. Not now, ya Jad, don't tell me. I want it for tomorrow.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ya Muhammad. You need to ask Miss Manal for the videos, ya Masa, the math coordinator. Yes, you can send me a message, ya Jad. Now, yes, ya Muhammad. The vertical line, what will represent?
The red line.
The vertical, the y-axis, what will represent?
It will represent the miles he's traveled.
Yes, so that means the distance. So I'm just going to write, it's not perfect, but I'm just going to write DIS and mile, okay? You do know what do I mean by that? Because it doesn't look clear enough. Okay, now with miles we're going to count. So right now, what is your scale? You're counting by how much? Let's read the question. Someone other than Muhammad. These are the basic information. Now, Noor al-Quda. Let's start with the miles. Read the question, please, Noor. Then tell me, you're going to count by what?
Yusuf is traveling to meet a who lives 60 miles away.
60 miles away, yes.
So we'll count by 10?
We're going to count by 10. Okay, let's check if it fits. Do I need the black one to be by 10 or the blue lines to be by 10?
The blue lines.
The blue lines, excellent. So let me write it using this one, it will be thinner. So this one will be 10. And we're talking about miles. This one will be 20. This one will be 30. This one will be 40. This one 50. And here is the 60. If I need more, I will write. But till now, they only tell me that it's 60 miles away. So the maximum is 60 till now. Continue, Yanur.
He left his office at 11 a.m. and traveled the first 40 miles in 1 hour.
So the initial time, is it midnight or 11 a.m.?
11 a.m. at the morning.
At the morning, so it's in the 12-hour system, not in the 24-hour system.
Yes.
Excellent, so this is 11 a.m. So let's start counting by hours. This is 11, this is 12, and it will be p.m. And this is 13. This is 14. Continue, Noor. Where should I reach my distance at the first hour?
40 miles.
40 miles. So here I should label and draw a line. Now my line will not be very accurate, but when you're drawing it, you're going to use a ruler for that. Excellent. Now continue.
He stopped for 30 minutes to have a lunch and then complete the journey in half an hour.
So if half an hour, 30 minutes, that means half an hour. So will I draw a line that is going up or a horizontal line?
Horizontally.
Excellent. Will I cover 2 boxes or only 1 box?
1 box.
Excellent job. So this is, where did I stop? Then till where will I reach?
Now we'll go up by a half an hour.
So I'm going, the hours will be 13 or 14?
13.
Excellent. Till which distance?
60 miles.
Excellent job. And that's it, we're done. And this is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, Noor, for answering the question. And we do have 2 pages in the booklet. I think 3 questions are written. You can solve them. You can leave, the class is over. Yes, all of you, you can leave. Thank you very much for listening. Hope that you have a nice day. Yes, it is done. Bye, miss. And I'm going to stop the sharing right now, and I'm going to end the meeting. Goodbye, everyone.